Hello there, Razzle48 here, bringing you the Zefra deck profile for November. That's the month it is. And this is after Invasion Vengeance, and we got our new support. Everyone said Zefras were going to be good after this set, and I greatly concur. You've all been waiting to see this updated so that I don't suck anymore with my old profile that was just post, whatever set Nirvana came in. Dark Illusion, that's the one, I think. And, going by the old ban list as well. So this is new ban list, new set, new tech. So let's dive right in. We're running the triple secret. Where have we seen this before? Definitely not in literally every profile for this deck. This card works for rank 6s, and this card lets you search out your field spells and your counter traps. It's an amazing card. It functions as a scale 7. Search it out with Oracle, blah, blah, blah. Search Oracle out with it. You know the drill. You know how that card works. Triple Treasure. This card makes things tuners, which allows you to use your extra deck. And we all know that the extra deck is kind of important in modern Yu-Gi-Oh! So it is important to be able to make tuners, since no Zefras are tuners on their own. You need treasure to make them tuners. Because synchros are where this deck absolutely thrives, not XYZs. And so this card is important as crap, even though he goes to the bottom of the deck instead of to the extra deck if he uses his effect, which kind of sucks. But you know what a cool thing you can do with him is? If you use his effect and you chain one of the Teller Knights to destroy him, then what he targets will still be made a tuner, and the Teller Knight will destroy him before he would go to bottom of the extra deck, and so you could reuse him next turn. That's nifty if you do not need the treasure on the field to make your synchro play. So that's cool. I'm running 2 Plika and 2 Windy. Last video I said triple Plika and triple Windy, which wasn't true at all, even though in the actual video it was 3 Plika and 2 Windy, but now I'm only running 2 of each. These cards are things that you want in your scale zones. Plika can resurrect secrets back from the grave you detach from your rank 6s, or from Teller Knights that you detach from Castel LOL. Windy can add things from your extra deck to your hand, so I'm going to say this again because no one's going to watch my old Zefra deck profile now that it's outdated. If you have 2 7s in your hand and she's one of them, you can normal one and get a 1 from your extra deck, add it to your hand. She's the one that I like to search out with Oracle if I have neither scale, because that way, if I draw into a 7, I can do as previously stated, and if I draw into a 1, I can just do 1 7. And also, she is a great tuner target for treasure, since Metaphys Horus is the god, and is still going to be the most gone into card in the whole deck. I'm running 2 of each of the Teller Knights. These are consistency, more scales to be in your scale zone. And also, these things can destroy crap. They're more or less scrap dragons. I've stated this before. They can destroy face-up things. This is your main way to get rid of anti-spell right here. It's searchable with Rhoda. This is not searchable with Rhoda. They're both searchable with the Neb. I'm still running 2 Deneb. Here's the Neb. These can all be used to make Castel, since they're all level 4s. Also, if you use treasure to make one of these things to tuners, you can go into one of your level 7 synchros. And I realize I'm talking really fast, but you can always pause the video and try to comprehend what I'm saying a word at a time, so that's good. Now, before we go any further, last video I was running 2 Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit, and 2 E-Teleport. As we all know, that engine is no longer possible, due to the fact that Emergency Teleport is at 1, and running 2 Ghost Ogre with only 1 E-Teleport would result in a lot of Ghost Ogre hand clogs that you don't want, even though it does function as a hand trap. So as a replacement for that engine, we're running 2 Red Resonator and 1 Synchron Resonator, which are the focus of the deck's non-pendulum plays. If you normal the Red Resonator, then you can special a level 4 or 3. Technically it's 4 or lower, but you're never going to summon like a level 1 or 2 with Red Resonator. So you can normal Red Resonator and special a level 4 or lower monster from your hand, so you can summon your Teller Knights, you can summon your treasures, your Plikas, go into level 5s or 6s, you can make Metaphys Horus, you can make Ding Long. And I'll talk more about Ding Long later, because it may actually be the new best card in the deck. Despite Metaphys Horus being literally the best, Ding Long's amazing. Here's the hand traps we're running now. We're running 1 Veiler. I was running 2 Veiler before, but, that hand clogs, and this is a very combo-heavy deck, and you need your combo pieces, and also this is recyclable with M7, so just the 1 Veiler. And, we're running 2 Max C, because this card is amazing and can help unbrick you and stop enemies from going off first turn. This is good balancing for deck balance, and I'll explain exactly what that means later if I remember, because sometimes I do not remember. But those are the hand traps I'm running. I'm no longer running Ghost Ogre because I needed to make room for the Resonators. I'm no longer running Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon because it's slow, even though the OTK it does is godlike. Yes, very sad. But we got to be consistent. We got to make room. Sometimes you got to do it. That's all of the monsters. You'll notice I took out Chai Win because that is also a hand clog. Because if you draw that, you set it turn 1, and that's all you can do. So I took out Chai Win. Yes, very sad. I took out Kuraz. Again, another hand clog. Very combo heavy deck. You need your combo pieces. The Resonators do not hand clog in the hand when drawn like the Snow Rabbits do, because you can normal them, and you can make a Metaphysaurus right there without having to Pendulum Summon, which uses their Solemns if they have one. And Deneb lets you search for your combo pieces, and Maxi helps you unbrick. So the only monster we're running that's not part of a combo piece or allows you to get somewhere is Valor, but I run Valor because Valor's good, and it's searchable with the Oracle Stardust Charge play, and it's also like recyclable with M7, just like the Maxis are. Which is why Valor's still in there. I'm running the one Rhoda. It can search out Thubin, your scale 1. Not Excidin, because Excidin's a fiend. And it can search out your Denebs. And so Deneb lets you search out Excidin if you need to. I'm running 2 Pot of Desires! Yes, I'm rich as crap. Check this crap out. This card is actually essential for anyone in the competitive play right now. This deck does not run one of anything that it needs, except maybe the Synchron Resonator, but you're like never gonna banish everything that you need. Something's always gonna be searchable in the deck with Oracle if you really need it or whatever. This also helps you unbrick this card. It's a +1. I mean, every deck in the galaxy right now runs Desires if the owner can afford it. And fortunately, I got really good deals on mine. I didn't actually pay price. I think I got one for the equivalent of like $41 and one for like a Coral Dragon and an Instant Fusion. It was a really good deal. Anyway, I'm running the 2 Terraforming and triple Oracle of Zefra. This is the deck's focus. Not only does Oracle let you do your 6 Synchro and Xyz plays, but it also lets you search out literally any of your Zefras. So if you need Treasure, you can get Treasure. If you need Plica, you can get Plica. If you need Secret, you can get Secret. And usually you search out the Tellarknights with Deneb and / or Rhoda. And I'm running the triple Resonator call. Yeah. The Resonators are this important for the build, because if you rely too much on the Pendulums, then you're just going to get Solemn Striked and that's it. GG, you're dead to back row, dead to one stupid effing card. And so Resonator helps you out of that situation. They use their Solemns on the Metaphysaurus before you've even PS'd, because you just normal the Resonator, special Excidin or Thubin, sync Metaphysaurus, try to steal a thing, and they're like, strike, and that's when you're like, yes, Pendulum Summon. And, yeah, Resonators are very, 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 very important now. I can't remember if I had any spells in the last build that are no longer here. Supply Squad, I know I ran in a build a long time ago. That card's inconsistent. And maybe it. Anyway, for the traps, we're running the 1 Warning and 2 Strike. And I was running 1 Warning and 3 Strike, but I had to make room. So 1 Warning, 2 Strike. These cards are both great. Strikes can actually brick you. I found myself opening... what are the words I'm looking for? I found myself like opening Strikes when I was like 1 card short of a combo piece. And that was what incented me to take out one of my 3 Strikes. So Warning, 2 Strike. And I'm running the 2... Zefra Divine Strike, just as before, and 2 9 Pillars of the Yang Zing. This card's godlike! This card is the new card. It's basically this, but better. When the opponent activates a spell trap or monster effect while you control a Yang Zing, negate it, shuffle it into deck, so Beatrice can't go off, Dante can't go off, anything that floats can't go off, and also you get to destroy a Yang Zing. So you know what that means. If you Pendulum Summon Secret and you search this, then you can set it and get your negation and use Secret's effect when they do something in order to search for your Oracle on their turn. It's a 2-for-1 deal. I actually like 9 Pillars more than Zefra Divine Strike. And that's the deck. You'll notice that I also took out Echo Oscillation, because while that card is godlike, it is a trap. A trap that lets you draw. That means that you can't use it when you need it. That means you have to set it for a turn and then hope you live. And so I'm not taking those kind of risks anymore. But that's the main deck. You'll notice I did cut the scale count down by 1-7 and 1-1. I took out one of the Plicas, and I took out the Shaddoll Zefra core, because I took out the Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon as well, so there's no reason to have Zefra core in here, because no more sick OTKs. But that's okay, because now we're running, stuff like Maxi, and stuff like Desires, and stuff that, like Resonator Call, stuff that lets you draw. Which is good. I think I covered everything that I had in main deck last time that I took out. So, let's move on to the extra deck. We're running Ding Long. This card is so godlike. This is made with Resonators only. You summon a Resonator. This is why I have 3 call. Because if I were to make this without a Resonator, I would have to put in Shaddoll Zefra Naga, the level 2 Zefra that is absolute, complete, and utter garbage that I'd actually have more of an okay time letting into my deck if Construct was at 1 and the Shaddolls were worth running. But not only is Construct not at 1, even if she was, I'm not even sure if the Shaddoll Zefras are good enough to warrant running anyway. But this is a Resonator plus Treasure, Plica, or Windy. And when it's summoned, you can add any Yang Zing card from your deck to your hand. That's either your Scale 1 or your Scale 7, or the Yang Zing counter trap. And when it dies, when it leaves the field for any reason, you can special a Yang Zing from your deck, which is most of the time going to be secret. And, it's a tuner, which means 6 Zolkin plays. Yes, everyone was telling me, you can make Zolkin so easily in Zephyrs, and I'm like, no, it's bad. But I am running it now, and I will tell you why, and I will also tell you why I did not originally run it back when you all first told me to. I'm running the Stardust Charge. This card's still amazing. If you make this with Oracle on the field, you can search out any monster in the deck at all, because lets you draw 1, and Oracle's Chain Link 2 lets you put any monster in the deck on top if you synced with the Zefra, which you always will. The only way you're going to make this if you don't sync with the Zefra is if you normal the Resonator and special Deneb and get the Deneb search and then sync. But you're never going to do that. Well, you might, actually, is the thing, but you can't, I mean, you'll still get the draw, but you won't get to determine what it is. Still the double Metaphysaurus. This is the best card ever, clearly. Ancient Fairy Dragon is, lets you kill your field spell. This also lets you kill Union Hangers. This card's fun. The last time I entered a tournament with this deck was last week. And I took seconds because I fought ABCs in finals and thought it was a good idea to make Trish when I could have made Ding Long and made a sick play. But I made Trish and I misplayed and I lost because of that. But I should have won. But in any case, second's still pretty darn good for a deck that's not meta and a tournament filled with ABCs and Blue Eyes. Anyway, Ancient Fairy can get rid of opponent's field spells as well as your own. Lets you search out more, which lets you search out more things. And you can gain life points. It's good. Yazi is amazing. He cannot be targeted. He can still be Kaiju'd, which is annoying as crap. I'll explain why this deck isn't running Kaiju's later, but it's mainly... No, you know what? I'll do it now, since I brought it up. I didn't like Kaiju's in this deck. I originally liked a card called Santa Claus that was more or less the same thing. Tribute an opponent's monster, special within defense. It's a level 6 with 1200 attack. So you may think that it's better than Kaiju's, but the drawback is that at the end of the turn, if it's still there, your opponent draws a card. I liked this more because I run Metaphysaurus, and I could take it, and since it's level 6, I could make a rank 6 play. Or I could just end my turn, and I would get the +1 from Santa Claus since it was on my field. But you know what happens when I did that? I bricked a lot. And also, when I used the Santa Claus to get over, say, an ABC Dragon, they always had a Solemn Strike set face down, or I simply did not have the resources to get rid of the Santa Claus and / or steal it, allowing them to get a draw at the end of turn. So that's why I don't run Kaiju's, is because I cannot be affording to draw things in my hand like a Kaiju that'll break me. And so anyway, Yazi is still an amazing card. You can destroy him, special a secret from your deck, kill something on your opponent's side of the field. No more sick Chai-Win combos, but Chai-Win Virtue, so I'm not mad. Here's Omega. I wasn't running this before. I wasn't running any level 8s before, but now that I'm running Resonators and Ding Long, 8s are easy to make. I can do like Ding Long plus Treasure, Secret, or treasure, not secret, Dinglong plus treasure, Plika, or Windy, or I can do a resonator plus secret, and Omega is the best level 8 in the game, so that's why. Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon. Yeah, Resonator plus a Metaphysaurus, Resonator plus a Stardust Spark, the Synchron Resonator plus Ancient Fairy, can make him, but you're mainly gonna be making this with Zulkin, let's be real. That's the only reason he's in there, is because of Zulkin. Trish exists. Trish can be made with a Synchron Resonator plus 2 Tellarknights. Trish can be made with Treasure plus Plika plus Windy, or Treasure plus Plika, or Treasure plus Windy plus Treasure. I don't know. You can make Trish in this deck. Chow Fang! I wasn't running this card before. I am running this card now because of Dinglong. And this card is a walking imprisoning mirror for whatever types you sync with it that are Yang Zings. And I originally didn't run it because the only Yang Zings in my deck were Earth, not counting Chai Win. But now that I'm running Dinglong, I can make this a light imprisoning mirror and an Earth imprisoning mirror for just the opponent. And when it dies, I get to search out a Veiler or a Resonator. This card is great if you're going first. You can make it against ABCs with Dinglong. Give them no light effects. Same with Blue Eyes, even though Alternative can run it over. Here's Nirvana. Nirvana can still be easily made. Make a Metaphysaurus or a Stardust Spark. Or a Stardust Charge, rather. And then use a Tellarknight, or make Ancient Fairy and then use a level 3. Zulkin is not as easy to make in this deck as you'd think. I know what you're thinking. You think that you could just summon Treasure, Plika, Secret, and get your search off from Secret, so search off a trap, and then sync Treasure and Plika into Stardust Charge. Not Stardust Charge, into Coral Dragon, and then sync Coral Dragon plus Secret into Zulkin. Let me tell you why you can't do that. Because Zulkin is not a normal Synchro Summon condition. Zulkin requires you to send the cards to your graveyard on the field. That means that Secret is entirely useless for making Zulkin, which is why I've not been running him up until now. But I have other means of making him, which I'll explain in a bit. I cut down the XCs a lot, which you could probably tell by the large number of synchros. We got Crystal Wing, we got Omega, we got Dinglong. I am running the Castel, because Castel is the best rank 4 in the game. And I am running the 1 Utopia Beyond and the 1 M7. I took out the Gauntlet Launcher because I'm like, if I need Gauntlet Launcher, then that problem can probably be solved with one of these. I took out the second M7 because I don't make double M7 as much now that I put the Resonators in and it's more synchro-based. And I almost took this out for Coral Dragon. But when I realized that the ways that I'm making Zulkin don't involve Coral Dragon, like, at all, then I'm like, I don't even need Coral Dragon. Coral Dragon just makes me go minus to do something that's most of the time I can just do with Metaphysaurus and permanently negate something face up, which is probably what I'd kill anyway, unless I'm just killing back row, which can be stopped by my 4 counter traps that can stop spell trap or monster effects. So anyway, that's the extra deck. I'll explain more about the structure of the main deck and the extra deck and why I've made the deck choices that I did soon, and the combo routes that you're going to want to be taking in competitive play. Now, let's talk about the side deck. The MVP is the Triple Reaper. I'm so glad I got 3 of this card when I did, because this card is essential in literally every deck competing in tournament. A lot like Pot of Desires is. Only it's for side deck. Now, here are your targets. Dante, totally awesome. Blue-Eyed Spirit Dragon, Buster Dragon, and Darklaw. Here are the things that I am siding with Ghost Reaper to get rid of. F Darklaw, he makes my pendulums get banished. F this thing, he makes my pendulums get banished. F this thing, he doesn't let me pendulum summon at all. F this thing because he stops literally everything. And F this thing because it's Burning Abyss. And so what you can do here is side them in and make your opponent not play. Simple as that. Just hit Buster Dragon, turn ABCs into a dank rank 4 gadget deck. Like, it's pretty great. let me tell you something slick that I came up with using this card against Tree Toad heroes specifically. Oh, totally awesome heroes, my bad. The reason I'm running Totally Awesome instead of Bahamut Shark for a Reaper target is because if you Reaper the Bahamut Shark, then they'll see it and be able to make Rafflesia or something else dumb. But if you kill the Tree Toad, then yeah, they're totally awesome, my bad. Then they're gonna go into their Bahamut Shark, and they're gonna use its effect. And that's when you chain the Reaper, because then they'll either have to make Nightmare Shark or Acid Golem or some stupid crap that might hurt them, but definitely wouldn't actually help them. But let me tell you what else you can do if that situation arises. If you chain Reaper to Bahamut Shark's effect and they can't resolve it, then if you take that Bahamut Shark with Metaphosaurus, then you can use the effect and summon the Totally Awesome that you sided in to Ghost Cherry's theirs. And I think that that's absolutely the single most hilarious thing. And it's effing wonderful. I am reciting the Raigeki. For a long time, Raigeki was in main deck because we're past the Cosmo era. We're past the Monarchs era. This worked against Monarchs. What are we dealing with right now? We're dealing with ABCs, and this allows you a turn 1 reprieve with none of your stuff getting banished. And gives you a chance to go ham on them or set up defenses for the next Buster Dragon. Because you know what they're going to do if you try to Raigeki their Buster Dragon. They're going to tag out, summon the dudes, and then all the dudes will die, and then they'll summon another one next turn. This gives you time to set traps in preparation for the next Buster Dragon, but I don't really side this against ABCs anyway. I'm siding this mainly because a lot more decks now are affected by this than they used to. There's no March of the Monarchs running around as much. Cosmos are not nearly as existent. This does work against Blue Eyes quite efficiently, and this does work against ABCs at least somewhat. It's not like before where you see PK Fire literally everywhere. There are decks right now that Raigeki can be good against, and that's why he's inside. I got the double system down because FABCs. Can also be sided in against Cyber Dragons. And I'm running the 2 Stygian Dirge to screw up anything that revolves around XCs, like, PK Fire, like, no Dante for you. This also F's up Teller Knights, if you ever see those. It's kind of funny. And I'm running the double Light Imprisoning Mirror. This works against ABCs, this works against Blue Eyes, and that's all you need it to work for, really, in all honesty. So that is the deck. You'll notice there's no more Imperial Iron Walls in here because Cosmos are not as much of a thing. There's no Massive Restrict because Monarchs definitely aren't as much of a thing. Yeah, system down though, yay. So let's talk about some of those combos you're gonna be doing with this deck now that it's not so much rank 6 focused, even though M7 is still often made. So one thing so let me tell you about Zolkin. First of all, because I already told you that Secret is absolutely useless in summoning this card. So let me tell you how to make a effing sick turn 1 lockdown play with Zefras. All you need is a red Resonator or a Resonator Call, an Oracle or a Terraforming, and 2 scales. That's all you need. So let's say these are your scales. It really doesn't matter what they are. You got your Resonator Call or your red Resonator, so let's just say you play the Resonator Call and get your red Resonator. And your Terraforming or your Oracle, and let's just say you play the Terraforming, get the Oracle, whatever. So here's what you do. You activate the Oracle. This lets you search out a Teller Knight. Take your pick. Zefra, Exciton, or Thuban, whichever one you think you're going to need later. You normal the Resonator. Effect. Special the Thuban. You're going to sync is what you're going to do. Let me get the Oracle into the frame here. I'm not exactly sure how well my phone films these kind of things. You're going to go into the Stardust Charge. And this is chain link 1-2. So you're going to draw after you put anything on your deck on top. Any monster, rather. Put Synchron Resonator on top. Add it to your hand. Special the thing. Then you're going to put the scales in the scale zones. And then you're going to Pendulum Summon the Thuban that you synced with the red Resonator previously. Well, red Resonator's now in your graveyard, by the way. You're going to sync these into Ding Long. The Synchron Resonator effect lets you add red to hand for later. And And the Ding Long effect lets you add any Yang Zing card from your deck to your hand. You're going to be adding 9 pillars. And so what you do here is you use his effect, send a secret to your graveyard, and he is now level 6. Now you can sink into the Zolkin. And Ding Long's effect lets you special another secret from your deck. And this is going to be your fodder for the 9 pillars that you're going to set now, and use that effect of Zolkin to get the Crystal Wing. And there you go. You've got a spell trap or monster effect negation, and an actual monster effect negation, and something that you can summon next turn, and this in your extra deck, and regardless of what the 5th card in your opening hand was, or what you draw next turn, you can normal the Resonator, Pendulum summon this, and make Metaphysaurus, and take one of their things. Yeah, if they try to go on defense. And let's be honest, they're not going to get many good opening plays off if you're smart with 2 negations. So, that is what I came up with for the Zolkin. Like I said, can't make it using secret plus something, so don't try. It's sad, yes, but we gotta deal with it. The Chao Fang play is very similar. It's the same play, only instead of opening, you don't need to open an Oracle. You can open a Terraforming and an Oracle, but you just need the 2 scales, the Resonator, and an Oracle, which lets you search this out, or one of this. So what you do is, you normal the, what do you do here? Yeah. So you set your scales, you normal the Resonator, you special the treasure, you sink, and you go into the Ding Long, and this lets you add your 9 pillars to your hand, because 9 pillars is a godlike card. You just go ahead and set it now, why the heck not? Then you Pendulum summon this, and you use his effect to send the secret to the graveyard. Make him a level 6. Now you sink into Chao Fang. And Chao Fang will permanently negate all of their Earth and Light monster effects as long as he's on the field, because the Yang Zings you use were Earth and Light. And also, Ding Long, since he was sent to the graveyard, or removed from the field to be synced, you get special this from deck. So no Light or Earth effects, and you got a negation ready for you whenever you need it. And you're going to be killing this, of course, when you use it, because that lets you search out Oracle, which lets you go into more plays next turn. And, yeah, the generic M7 play is still here. If you summon the Treasure, Plica, and Secret, you can make Metaphysaurus, steal something, and then stack Metaphysaurus and Secret to make M7. And draw whatever you put on top of your deck with Oracle when you made Metaphysaurus, and pitch it with the Oracle effect when you make M7, and then use M7's effect to bring it back to your hand. Even though, Stardust Charge more or less does that for free, but sometimes you need to make Metaphysaurus. In fact, a very, very large portion of the time. I think that's it. Let me just go through the deck, make sure I'm not missing out any combos. Thank you all for watching this. It took half an hour again, as expected. Yeah, it's pretty great. Zefras. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, everything's there. I don't know why I'm counting anything. It's not like I just played in a match and might lose my cards. But, yep. So you'll notice that the deck is more focused around the M7, making Metaphysaurus, making Zolkin, which allows you to make Crystal Wing, making Ding Long, making Chao Fang, doing plays. The deck is more focused around that than gimmicky things like Chai Wen and stuff like Kuraz, the Light Monarch, which can be helpful, but not consistently. Oh yeah, I'm going to talk about that deck balance that I had mentioned earlier real quick. So, the mark of any good deck builder is having, besides the cards used for your engine, an even balance of offensive and defensive cards, rather, for when you're going first or second. So, not counting the cards that are either part of the Zefra engine or allow you to get there. For example, all the Zefras are part of the Zefra engine. The Teller Knights are searchers. They're for your combo plays. The Resonators are part of your combo plays. They don't count. But cards like Valor and Max C, these don't count. They let you get... all of these do not count. They let you get to your combo pieces. But all of these are tools. Why can't I think right now? The thing is that if they're going first, you're gonna be in a pretty bad scenario, and that's why I have the Maxis. And originally, the reason Raigeki was in main is because I had taken out a Divine Zephyr Strike in place of the Raigeki. Because Raigeki and these three cards are good if they are going first. Obviously, you can Veiler them, you can Maxi them, you can Raigeki their field when they end their turn. And that would have been 4 cards that were good when they went first, and 6 cards that are good when you go first. And that imbalance is there because traps are a lot better in the grand scheme of things. They're a lot better late game, and they're much better cards overall. They can stop enemy plays as well as stop them from stopping your plays. Like with the counter traps, you can stop traps like Strike. Like if they have a back row, and I have one of these face down, then I don't have to worry about it. Because if I try to Pendulum Summon and they try to strike it, I can just negate that. And that's the reason why I took out the Raigeki for these, is because despite this being improper balance, the traps help me a lot more. Like, just stopping their plays, stopping them from stopping my plays. Raigeki does not really help. In comparison to what these things do. And but you'll notice that aside from these things, in fact, Maxi could even somewhat be put into this category. But and these are all searchable, like these 4 right here. But aside from like these, like Veiler, the Strikes, and maybe these, even though they're searchable, everything else in the deck is now a combo piece. The Zefras, the Denebs help you get there, your Resonators, your search things, the things that let you draw, the things that let you search. Everything else in the deck, the majority of the deck is now combo pieces, and Maxi could even be thrown in there too, even though I would personally classify it as a defensive card. And I've made it so that the deck, I've tried to make it so that the deck does not brick as much, because most of the time you're going to be Pendulum Summoning Secret first turn, which lets you search for these, which reduces the number of these in general. Because while you want these cards, like, you want to see everything else more, because you want to be able to play the game. You don't, this is just how the game is now, because if you do not open good, if you do not get your plays off literally the first chance you get, then you're going to lose. Because of decks like ABC's making Strike and Dragon first turn with the Tsukuyomi on board, or Blue Eyes making their Infinity, Spirit Dragon, whatever the heck. You got to have stuff like Maxi and Veiler, and I'm not running Raigeki because it can get stopped by Infinity. ABCs can just laugh and make their things next turn. That's why it's inside deck. But I really like the deck the way it is now. It's competitive and crap. It thrives off of the new stuff. It thrives off Ding Long and 9 Pillars. I paid $65 for this stupid frog just for Ghost Cherries to hit its face. And so I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope that this gave you some insight as to how the deck is played, or rather, how you would want to build. I don't know why people watch deck profiles, honestly. I don't. I just make them. So leave a comment if you feel like, on how you feel about the deck, how you feel about my decisions. Tell me it's good, tell me it's bad, tell me it sucks. I don't give a crap. Just when I see that freaking red flag pop up on YouTube and I'm like, oh, someone commented my video, that's pretty great. So, yeah, thank you for watching. I don't see myself doing another Zefra deck profile for a very, 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 very long time, because to my knowledge, there's nothing I'm going to use in the set coming in February. And so this will probably be the way the deck stays, at least fundamentally, for quite the while. So for now, this is Razzle48 saying goodbye, and I'll see you next time.